Where should I start to tell you the story of my little Dixi? Now that she's asleep, I can't stop staring at her angelic face with its alabaster skin, so thin that you can see the blue veins around her eyes, like circular grooves, so hollowed out that she already looks like me. Yes, I am a spirit that Dixi conjured up involuntarily one day when she sat on my grave, fresh from one of her usual arguments with Richard, in an aimless universe, alone, 3 years ago. I can see her again on that beautiful August day, the light so clear that it made everything dazzle in the cemetery where I was resting, where the white glow of the graves spread through space like the snow's crystalline vapor. I was at Père-Lachaise, in one of those little mausoleums which Dixi found magnificent. Those little houses, as she called them, with gothic roofs and doors that hid their mystery behind an arabesque carving. She carried flowers to Jim Morrison's tomb as her father had taught her, having walked past those of Chopin and Oscar Wilde. She had never listened to the rock star's music, but her father had been a friend of his. He kept a photo of them together on his desk. She would sit on the granite slab of the singer's tomb and pour out her melancholy. She was right in front of my chapel, the sun's rays hitting her blonde hair on her beautiful face, her features so fine and sweet as to verge on perfection, and she exuded that charm so typical of saints and great leaders, an enthralling magnetism, the wellspring of an overwhelming power. Hers was a sorrow that was beautiful, luminous, purifying. Like a thorn piercing the soul, heightening perception and making beauty sublime, that day full of light became one of pure enchantment for Dixi, who, walking along the graveyard's paths, so romantically decadent, could really sense the magic. Dixi knew that feeling. She had felt it at all the moments of mystical intoxication which her short life had given her every time she entered a church, and wrapped in the scent of incense, she felt shivers running down her spine that suffused her face with ecstatic freshness. She called them orgasms of the soul. Richard, on the other hand, did not sense any of this, nor did he accompany her among the monuments and in the churches which they came across during their journeys. Not even when they took refuge in a cemetery, and Richard uncovered a few abandoned graves, invaded by weeds, to bury their booty. To pass unnoticed, they traveled in a Mercedes 280 Ti, a station wagon transformed into a hearse, its coffin filled with their loot.